Coming to you live with your host for tonight, Mr. Barth Gimbel. Tonight, Barth's guest will be Miss Jane Tiffany, a beautiful girl who's still in a hotel. Mr. Virgil Sims, who shows how car accidents can be your key to happiness. Albert Hodson, who's been in the men's room for years. And Happy Kine and the Mirthmakers. And me, I'm Jerry Hubbard. And now here's your host and mine, Mr. Barth Gimbel.
Thank you for all the applause. There were a few people not clapping. We'll talk later, but that's wonderful. I really appreciate it. Good evening, and welcome to Fernwood Tonight. You know, in the few weeks we've been on the air, we've spent a good deal of time discussing education in one way or another, and I think that's the way it should be, because after all, talking about education is the next best thing to having one. So it intrigued me to notice that a school principal in Chicago was holding back an entire 8th grade class for the 4th year in a row because they're not reading well enough. Well, this is going to screw up their draft age and everything. I don't know what's going to happen. But seriously, there's no doubt about the fact that people just can't read anymore. All the words on traffic signs they're being replaced by those little red shadow drawings, little red X's, etc., you know, with the wheels and all that kind of stuff. You know what it is. They wouldn't be doing that if people could read. But you could write the words bridge closed in letters 10 feet tall on a bright yellow background, and you're still going to have a large number of waterlogged Pontiacs on your hands. Sure, the VW will float, but that's not what we're talking about. All because our kids aren't learning how to read. And where aren't they learning how to read? In the schools. That's where they aren't. So how the heck, when you think about it, is another year in school going to help them, really? Why not put those kids in the one place where they'll have to learn to read? Just to survive. And those of you who live in it, I think you know I'm talking about the real world, okay? When you realize that the basic point of reading isn't to get to know Silas Marner by memory, it's knowing what beware of killer dog means. That's what you want. Better to be a little bit literate than to be part of the litter. You'll learn to read pronto, that's for sure. Now, I know that what I'm suggesting may sound a little bit half-baked, maybe even a little daring. After all, most people still think, I guess, that 14-year-olds belong in our schools and not out here with us 25-year-olds. Thank you. But I think the management right here at Channel 6 could be persuaded to let a few schoolboys, maybe even a few schoolgirls for that matter, improve their reading skills as cue card trainees right here at the station and save both the taxpayers and the stockholders some money. I will guarantee you one thing. These kids will learn to read much faster having to put one of Ed McPherson's commercials on cue cards somewhere out in the utility room is where they do it, than they're ever gonna learn reading Lady or the Tiger, you know, and writing some dumb essay about which one they'd choose. I know Everett Klum from the school district watches this show, so Ev, why don't you concentrate on what you do best, huh? You people out there. Training pro football prospects and having fire drills. And let us work on making young Fernwood read again, okay? I think we'll both be glad we did. And speaking of both, here's Jerry Hubbard, my dad. It's really nice of you to make it down here again tonight.
Well, I think that makes a pair of us, and in turn makes a full house, right?
That's right. We'll be filling this up later. We have a lot of guests tonight. And,
well, let's hope so.
I certainly do. You know, last night, if you were here, of course you were. I'm talking to them. Last night, we...
Was I here? I introduced the show.
Almost closed it. Last night, we all had a, I guess you call it a chance. More than a chance, it was more of an opportunity, I think, to meet Channel 6's news sportscaster, Miss Jane Tiffany. Woo, she's something, huh?
You didn't want me to bring her on either, huh? I'm just sorry.
I confess, you are.
She's back tonight, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Something we just found out about after the show, though, gave us a real reason to have her back tonight. Would you please welcome Miss Jane Tiffany? You remember Barth, don't you?
I sure do.
Gee,
yeah, remember
beautiful.
last night, Jerry, when you sat over there and I had to point out to you again and again that you sit over here, and you finally got it through your thick head to come over here. Remember that? Wasn't that, Jerry?
Oh, yes. I think she's just beautiful. Oh, don't you think she's beautiful?
Absolutely.
I think she's more beautiful than you think she is.
Jerry, at least 2 of us here are adults.
Hi, Jane.
Barth, I didn't expect to be back so fast.
Well...
What's on your mind?
Oh, as if you didn't know.
Well, Jane, last night you said you were staying at the Apache Motor Inn out here in Fernwood, and you're looking for a permanent place to live. Not that the Apache Inn is a dump by any means. It's the finest hotel in the Tri-County area. I think we all agree. It's got $22 rooms. It's got a beautiful lobby, wonderful coffee machine. They've got that little thing in the wall there so the music can come in 2 settings, low and lower, and we have the magic fingers on the bed, which I know after a hard day of sportscasting, boy, you just kind of like to for a while. Oh, it's fabulous. We got plenty of quarters. But you should have had a little more help, I think, looking for a place than simply talking to Jerry here. Jerry's, just that one person. I think that's enough. Why don't we ask for some help from everybody? I think everyone has learned to love you in one night, as some of us really have. And why don't we just open up our phone lines and see if we can't get our audience to help out a little bit? How's that sound?
Fair enough.
Okay. So if anybody knows of a place for Jane Tiffany to stay, or if you have anything else you'd like to say to Jane, now's your chance. Our phone lines are open. It's, once again, we have our... yeah, it's 555-5624. Okay, once again, 555-5624. Okay, and we'll... Whoa! Boy, they're anxious. Hello. Talk to Jane.
Hello, Bart.
Yeah.
You know about this sportscaster, Jane Tiffany?
That's her.
Well, she thinks she knows sports. I want to know who had the lowest earned run average of any pitcher in the National League for a whole season, huh?
That's your question?
Yeah.
Okay, I think Jane can field this one.
Bob Gibson, the St. Louis Cardinals, 1968, an ERA of 1.12.
Excuse me, he didn't hear that because I'm holding the wrong arm. Go ahead. I'm so nervous around you, for crying out loud. Do it.
Get a hold of yourself.
What was the question again, please?
The guy with the lowest ERA of any pitcher in your National League, a whole season here.
Okay, hold on. Now. Okay.
Got it? Got it. That'd be Bob Gibson, 1968, the St. Louis Cardinals. His ERA was 1.12, and with a record of 22-9.
Wow.
Okay, that's a lucky guess.
Yeah. Well, I think she really knows her stuff there.
Yeah, I got another one then. How about this, Miss Jane there? There's a man on first, seeing no outs, and it counts 3 and 2, and what are your measurements?
I think you heard it.
About a perfect 36, or what?
Yes, 36.
She says yes at 36. What a coincidence, sir. Her size and your IQ. Oh, that's great. Oh, boy. Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Do you have your TV set on, sir?
Hello?
Hello, sir. Do you have your TV set on?
Yeah, I'm watching the show.
Okay, can you maybe turn down your... I know, we're having trouble here. Can you turn down your TV set so we can talk back and forth a little bit?
Well, I won't be able to hear you.
No, just go turn down your TV set, sir, and then you'll be able to hear me over the phone, because we're talking on the phone. Just turn that set down. We won't have any problem there.
Yeah, okay.
Will your phone...
Wait for me, will you?
Okay, we'll hope. Some of these people don't understand the way TV works.
Okay, it's down.
Okay, you back?
Hello?
Hello? No, sir, you don't... wait a minute. I think what you probably did was just turn the picture down. What we need is to turn down the audio.
You meant the sound. Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay, fine. This guy's...
Lay that TV set on his head.
Yeah, well... Okay, hello?
All right, hello.
Hi, you getting me now?
Yeah, it's Bart.
Yes, this is Barth.
Show?
Yeah, this is Barth, and we're sitting here with Jerry Hubbard and Jane Tiffany.
Okay, Miss Tiffany, I think you're real nice, actually. I've been looking at you until I turned the set off. Why don't you go live with Bart?
Live with Barth?
Yeah.
Sounds like someone you put up to that.
No.
Another crackpot call. What the heck would she want to go down and live at your place for? Yeah. I've seen his place. It's a pig pen. A pig dirty clothes spread all over. Burnt toast in the sink. Dirt so thick you could write your name in it. Disgusting.
Jerry, that's kind of... I think it's an outlandish suggestion myself.
Sure is.
And I think we both agree that it's an outlandish suggestion, don't we?
Actually, Barth, I think it's a long shot. But then that's probably because I don't know you very well.
Absolutely.
If I knew you better, it'd probably be totally out of the question.
I think you might want to watch the end of Match Game. Bye-bye. Thank you for calling. Yeah. Oh, boy, that would be outlandish. Gee, well, at any rate, enough of this matchmaking, I guess it turned into. I'm sorry about that. We're looking for a place for Jane. As far as the other stuff is concerned, I think she's perfectly capable of deciding whether she's going to go out with me or not.
Or not.
Or not. Oh, okay. Well, maybe we can talk further about it while we have this commercial message. We'll be right back. Cut! Excuse me. We're back. Like it?
Loved it.
It's great. It didn't take
Beautiful.
long. As some of you may already be familiar with this next gentleman we have on here, his name is Virgil Sims. He is Fernwood's Class A mechanic from the Blue Ace filling station. I think everyone shops down there. He also conducts night school classes at the community college, teaching how to save money by taking better care of that family car. Please welcome Mr. Virgil Sims. Well, take a load off, Virg.
Oh, thank you.
How the heck are you?
All right, how about you?
Oh, I'm pretty good. What's new? What you been up to?
Well, what's new is my new class, Bart.
Really?
Yeah.
What you doing?
Well, as you know, people always seeing on TV how to get the most mileage out of that new car.
Mm-hmm.
My class teaches you how to get the most mileage out of that warranty.
See. You know, a lot of times you get that warranty, you want to collect on that thing. You can get in there quick. That makes a lot of sense. Absolutely.
These car people's got this timed out so that your warranty is up about 10 minutes before your car breaks down.
Absolutely. So how do you help it along?
Well, I teach people how to make it break down on the good for us, bad for them side of the warranty.
I see. So it's like a handy breakdown.
That's right.
That type of thing.
Well, say you're having transmission problems.
Sure.
You're near the end of your warranty.
Mm-hmm.
All you do there, Barth, is help it along.
How would you go about doing that?
Well, you get you about 500 pounds of concrete blocks.
Whoa, boy.
And you put them in your trunk. And then you get in there and start it, throw it in low, and then pop that clutch at about 6 grain. And if you can, for that extra edge, do it uphill.
Mm-hmm.
And just repeat that over and over.
Yeah, I'll be darned. What'll that do?
It'll drop that transmission like an egg out of a loose goose.
Is there any, Virgil, getting serious for a second, is there any way to help a car deteriorate all the way, to get the thing all done at once? Let's say you're right up to the wire on that 12 months or 12,000 miles.
Yeah, that's right, because you got that limited amount of time. My favorite way is, you know, these new cars, there's a federal law now that you can't put anything but unleaded gasoline in a car that specifies it. It's against the federal law.
I think we know that. That's true.
So what you do is go ahead and buy your unleaded.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And keep your receipts and go down here at the hardware store and get you a couple of pounds of arsenate of lead. And every time you get it filled up, drop you about a half cup down that tank.
Sure.
And it'll do things to that engine that you can't talk about in front of women. Barth, I swear, I've seen things crawl out of a tailpipe that people run away from.
Like Zoo Parade there. That's amazing.
Things like I ain't never seen since I had that lawsuit.
Lawsuit?
Didn't you read about that?
No, lawsuits are kind of a strange thing to me. I don't come in contact with them too much.
It was kind of funny, Barth, the way it happened. Some boys was coming through going up to Dayton up there to college, hippie boys.
Yeah.
And they come through and asked me if I wanted some LSD in my root beer.
Oh, boy.
I told them I didn't care for any, and so they dared me, and I ignored that, and the double dog dared me. Like my brother did when I tied that tea towel around my neck and jumped off the garage.
Yeah. You're about 6 months getting over that one, weren't you?
Oh, it was rough. And then they got up to triple dog daring me in a loud voice.
Mm-hmm.
So I took it, and
oh, boy.
And a little while later, the station was closing down there, and I was by myself, and A lot of funny things start happening, Barth. Oil started changing colors. Transmission fluid do the same thing.
Sure, sure.
And I believe I put a set of Austin Healey brake drums on the Cadillac.
Oh,
Then I got to where I couldn't judge my distance. My distance is off. And this man come in there and wanted me to work on his car, and I took him up on the lift, and my distance is off.
yeah. Oh, boy.
And I took him up, and I heard the roof cave in on his car. And I heard all 4 of his tires pop at once. I couldn't judge my distance.
No, I can understand that.
So I stopped it, and I brung it down, and I heard him screaming, and he told me he wouldn't sue me if I could get the dashboard off his neck.
He was still in the car. Oh, I see. I didn't know he was in the car, yeah.
Of course, he sued me anyway, and then...
We'll be right back after these words. Stay with us. We're back. Tonight I have one of Fernwood's favorite people with me. He retired last week, just sort of washed his hands of it. That'll make more sense as we go on. He retired last week after 47 years of service as the men's room attendant at the bus depot. Let's welcome, please, Mr. Albert Hodson.
Times, I'm sure.
Have a seat right over here.
Oh, boy. 40, how many years? 40, how many years?
42.
42. Yeah, 5 years.
Oh, well, it's...
42 is long.
Yeah, that's wonderful. 42 years.
How did you saw a lot of very interesting faces over those years, huh?
Fascinating.
Now do you realize that you're the very first person I met when I came here to Fernwood?
Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
that funny?
Yeah, and you seem to be quite in a hurry, if I recall.
Well, it was the end of a long bus ride. Hey, I'm only human. In fact, I think this is the first time I've ever heard your voice without hearing the sound of running water behind it.
That's the great thing about men's rooms. You know, they're the great equalizers. Sooner or later, everyone has to go into them. The great, the near great, the famous, the infamous, the rich, the poor.
Listen, John. Al, why would I call you John? I guess it's one of those Freudian slips. John, I keep pointing to say it again. Yeah. Al.
Right.
Al, can you make much of a living in a men's room? I'm sorry.
Oh, sure. You know, you hand a guy a towel.
Sure.
He puts down a couple of coins on a plate.
Mm-hmm. And there's no way the IRS is going to know how much is on that plate, is there?
That's right. And then you walk over with a whisk broom, brush his shoulders, the back of his coat, throws another couple of coins on the plate.
Absolutely. And once again, the IRS is none the wiser.
Right. Then you hand him some hand tonic.
Okay.
Another tip.
And a better tip for you, and still, no one knows it at the IRS. That's great.
That's a lot of coins. And you know, something just occurred to me. It seems like one of the great things about working in a men's room, one of the real beautiful parts is probably you don't have to claim all of your tips to the people at the income tax service. Do the men's room attendants have unions?
Well, I got together with a couple of men's room attendants a couple of years ago. We tried to organize a union.
How was attendance?
Yeah. And, well, it didn't work out too well, you know, although at the time we closed over 90% of the men's rooms in the state.
So you can pretty well just see the handwriting on the men's room wall.
That's right.
Speaking of handwriting in the men's room wall, I bet you've seen a lot of it, too, haven't you?
Well, I always try to wipe it off.
Do you? Before you memorize some of it?
Yeah.
I could quote a lot of good. I better not, actually.
Okay, you know, after all those years of service, we thought it might be interesting to have you here, but hey, we all make mistakes. It's really been wonderful. And did you want to go see our little boys?
Oh, thank you.
Okay, you probably went before you came out here. That's good news.
Going up to retired Niagara Falls?
Yeah, that's great. It's nice. Maybe you could change places here with Jane. Could you just do that for me? I'd really appreciate that. I'm kind of worried about her at that end. Maybe you might want to just sit flush up against that end.
Anywhere you sit, you'll be sitting pretty.
Right back after these words. That's about it. Isn't it amazing the way time flies when you're working for scale? I'd like to thank my guests tonight. First of all, thank my regulars, Mr. Jerry Hubbard, the ever wonderful. Isn't he terrific? That's plenty. Also like to thank Happy, Kind, and the Mirth Makers, a wonderful band of guys over there. Mr. Albert Hodson is finally thrown in the towel. I'm sorry to hear that after so many years. You're wonderful there, and I'm sure you'll be in there for your own reasons later on. Virgil, what can I possibly say? Thank goodness your warranty hasn't worn out. You'll be back with us again, I hope. Will you try?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, drive down yourself. Last but not least, I say that we've come to the end of the evening. Well, we've come to the end of this portion of the evening. The evening is actually quite young, and I think, yeah, there's one place in town, the Butterfly Deli, that does stay open past 9 o'clock. We might want to go down there and see if we can just rustle up some sprouts or something like that.
Sounds great to me.
I'm allergic to sprouts.
You're allergic to sprouts. At any rate, it's nice having you with us. Gosh, Miss Jane Tiffany. That's about it for tonight. So long, folks.
Also appearing in tonight's show were Troas Hayes as Jane Tiffany, Jim Barney as Virgil Sims, and David Fresco as Albert Hudson.